Being based in Nottingham, I really am spoiled for choice when it comes to football clubs in the area. I've got Gedling Miners Welfare less than a mile away, Carlton Town within 2 miles, and Arnold Town just around the corner. There is one local club that's featured on this channel more times than all of the others though, and I'm talking about the place where I started my FA Cup Road to Wembley series last season, Hucknall Town of the United Counties League Premier Division North. And it's been an underwhelming start to the season for the Yellows. They opened the season with a 1-0 home defeat to Blackstones, which was followed up with a 4-1 win at Belper United and progression in the FA Cup last time I was here. The highs of back-to-back victories didn't last long, however, as they lost 3-2 at Newark Town at the weekend, meaning they go into tonight's game 15th in the table with 3 points from their first 3 games. Their opponents were Gresley Rovers, who managed to stay up on the final day last season thanks to Boston Town's late winner at Sleaford. They go into this one with 6 points from their first 3 league games, beating Skegness Town and Melton Town, but taking an opening day hammering against Sherwood Colliery. They started the day in 11th place. I caught up with Hucknall Town joint manager Tris Whitman ahead of the kick-off.
So I'm at Hucknall Town with Tris, the manager, ahead of their game against Gresley Rovers. What are your thoughts on the season so far?
It's been a little bit mixed. So we've played 4, we've won 2, lost 2. So really mixed, no in between in a sense, with no draws. Overall, I think performance-wise, we've done well. Still feel like we need to click in terms of our principles, but there's definitely been good examples of that. However, we've still got a little bit of a vulnerability around us conceding goals, mainly through set pieces and on transition. So it's something that we've tried to work with the lads on. But hopefully, like if we can nail that down, in terms of like in possession, we've been relatively good.
Yeah, so I came here at the start of last season, and Hucknall looked, and the atmosphere around here was almost as if we're going to lose every game. And there's been such a turnaround. I know you say the club's still vulnerable now, but since I came here at the start of last season, the club seems to have turned around. So there seems to be so much more positive.
Yeah, I mean, when we first took over, I think we won our first game away at Lincoln. It was a bit of a false dawn in a sense, but we struggled for the next few games after that. And there was definitely a mentality within the changing room that, they felt sorry for themselves. At times they quit. I thought they quit. And it was just nailing down like 11v11, so a lot of 11v11 in training, getting the lads a little bit fair and getting them to believe in what we're trying to do. And I think sometimes it just takes one game for that to happen. I think it might have been the Eastwood game where we've gone away and we've done well. We won the game 3-1. And then after that, it kind of snowballed a little bit. And like I said, yeah, we're still vulnerable, but we go into games now a little bit more confident that we've got a chance of beating anybody that we play in the league.
Yeah, and obviously Gresley Rovers, they were in trouble last season, but I think towards the end of last season they were one of the form sides. I think they put together a run to keep themselves in the division. So not to be underestimated, I think they'll be quite a difficult side to beat today. What are your thoughts on today's opponents?
Yeah, I think every team in the league presents a threat, and I think when you look at the league at the moment, I know it's early days, but can't really go off last season's kind of initial form or where they finished in the league, because everybody's competitive and teams look to sign well over the close season. So we never underestimate everybody. We have a clear way in what we believe we should do and how we should play, but we also take into consideration the opposition, and we never really go into a game where we feel that you're going to get it easy. However, we do feel confident that we've got enough to beat teams.
And what would a successful season look like for Hucknall Town this season? What's the sort of ambition ahead of this very early stage in the season?
I think it's mixed. I think everybody has their own opinion. Yeah, I've seen people like predict leagues that have got us in and around 12th, 14th, and I think obviously winning the Senior Cup last year kind of maybe presented a little bit of false hope in a sense. I've always said that we just need to be competitive. When we came in at November, we were right at the bottom, and I think we'd got like 3 wins in 17, 18 games. And, hopefully we can get, to a position where we're comfortable in and around Christmas and kick on. A good season would be playoffs, but that's a stretch possibly. So top half, when you look at where we were when we came, where we finished, I think we finished around 11th, 12th. So our form was also good. But but it's a new season. So yeah, anywhere above top half I'd be relatively happy with.
And obviously you touched on that incredible cup final where you drew 6-6 with Newark and Sherwood United. Have you ever seen anything like that, particularly in a cup final before?
No, I mean, even when you say it now, like it's still hard to kind of gather what emotions I went through in the game. Not just me, but the players and the rest of the staff. It was weird because, you know, we touched on it earlier around like there was a doom and a gloom, but we were down so many times in that game, but I still had a belief that we had enough to get back into it. And that kind of paid off because the lads felt the same way and they kept going. I can't put it into words what happened that night. I don't think anybody can, whether you're from Newark and Sherwood or from Hucknall. But yeah, it made for, I guess it made for a great watch. But
one of the best games I've ever
seen. Not so much for a manager now.
I think on that game again, there was, even when you were 6-5 down with seconds remaining, you just didn't look like you were out of it. You always looked like you were going to come back into it. And I think that's what made that game extra special. Certainly one of the best games I've ever seen. And I don't think I'll ever see anything like it again.
I think the frustrating thing with the game was every time we got back on level terms, we looked strong and then we would quickly concede again, which was really difficult to kind of take into account as a manager. But like you said, I never felt that we were dead and buried. I just felt that we could still create a chance, and that proved to be the case. You know, I can't remember the timings of the goals, but I know they were late, and you know, a lot of people wouldn't give you a chance to get back into the game at all, but we did. And that's the kind of character that I want in my players. And you know, I know that was an isolated game because it was a cup final, but that has to be the same mentality and mindset for every game that we played this season.
Brilliant. Well, good luck today, and thanks for coming on.
No worries. Cheers.
Cheers.
My friend Richard seems to know everyone in the football world.
Miss rolling in from the Trent, my desire is always to be in. Oh, Sean Warren.
And when he put me in touch with Hucknall Town, I only asked to get an interview with the management team, but they went absolutely above and beyond for me. I was invited into the dressing rooms ahead of kick-off and allowed access to the pitch itself while the players were warming up. So my pre-match footage here is some of the best I've ever recorded. I played at Hucknall Town's old ground a few times, but I'd never stepped onto the pitch at the RM. But check out this view of the stands and dugouts. This is a really nice ground.
Look out, Wozy! Well done now, secure it! Good lads, orange ball! Obviously we've had two different contrasts in the last two games. Actually the subs that came on, not saying that it was down to them, but we dropped off. On Saturday we had a fucking spurt, alright? So I want every fucking positive action from the subs that come on tonight. Other than that, go and fucking win the game. Come on boys, come on! Three cherries boys at the end of it, let's go!
So out came the two teams with Hucknall Town in yellow and Gresley Rovers in red.
Sorry, mate.
I'd briefly spoken to Niall Towell about his prolific goal-scoring record on my channel, and it only took him 6 minutes to do this.
Non-league, that's like my favourite saying.
That's it. Yeah, so when you go, I mean, have a look through all the matches I've been to.
A lot. So there's a goal coming here. Hucknall survive. Enough research.
Half-time, Hucknall Town 1, Gresley Rovers 0 in a first half that was a difficult watch. Hucknall were the better side, but there were very few chances at either end.
He goes there, down to him.
Annoyingly, I missed Hucknall Town's second goal, but it was a neat finish from Lewis Belgrave to put the Yellows in total control.
Go on.
At 3-0, Hucknall Town were in total control of the game, but they had been against Yaxley in the FA Cup a few weeks ago. This team has an air of vulnerability about them when they're ahead in games, and within minutes Gresley Rovers had pulled one back. I did miss the goal, but here's the celebrations.
Go on. I genuinely thought that was 4-1. How has he missed from like 2 yards out? Miss of the season.
When I was here a couple of weeks ago, I watched Yaxley fight back to get into the game, and at 3-2 they nearly managed to come away with a draw. But Gresley Rovers at 3-1 put up very little fight in the end, so Hucknall were able to see the game out. Full time, Hucknall Town 3, Gresley Rovers 1. And the second half was much better, much more attacking from either side, and we did get some goals.
Dodgy ankle or dodgy nose, I don't know which one it's like, you know, just fucking flag it with markers. Other than that, superb. Make sure we tidy in here, yeah? 1, 2, 3, 4, and we get it. Can't do the job for the...
I caught up with Hucknall Town's Aaron Large post-match to give his breakdown of the game and talk about the massive cup tie away at Baseford at the weekend.
How do I look?
Great. So I'm here with Largy, the joint manager of Hucknall Town, after they've just beaten Gresley Rovers 3-1. Just give me your thoughts on that game.
Yeah, I thought obviously a really good game. I thought we were kind of in total control. pleasing to get a reaction from Saturday, because obviously even though we were good on Saturday, I felt that we lacked a little bit of kind of ruthlessness in both boxes. So to go 3-0 up was really pleasing for us. We kind of changed it the way that we were going to score goals, so we put a number of balls in the box. So first half I think we put 7, 8, 9 balls in the box compared to Saturday where we put 1 or 2. So look, when you put balls in the box, ultimately you've got an opportunity to score goals, and we did that really well today. And like most games, we control the game, control possession of the game, but it's just about kind of that final product when we get there. And today it showed a real ruthlessness that we have got, and ultimately, kind of the latter stages of the game, it should have been 5, 6, or 7, but kind of like the rushing of the finish or the quality of the finish kind of killed us a little bit at the end. But look, overall, like really pleased to get a reaction from Saturday, and obviously we look forward to kind of Baseford on Saturday now, which is obviously the next round of the FA Cup, which is an exciting game, and it's almost a free hit. We go in there with belief and confidence. We played them last year in the not senior cup in the semi, and obviously we beat them. We went to pre-season. We're really competitive. So we go into Saturday's game in high spirits with an opportunity to hopefully win the game.
And that's a hell of a fixture. It's a bit of a local derby as well as a team from a higher league. I was going to just touch on that. How are the guys feeling about that trip to Baseford?
Yeah, good. And look, in an ideal world, obviously they got one today when kind of obviously we went 3-0 up, and then Nick won after we made a couple of subs. And in an ideal world, we would have made additional subs, but the way the game was going, we didn't feel it needed to bring any more players on. Ultimately, what we would like to do is rest more players for the game Saturday. But look, we kind of don't fear anyone. I know it's that old cliche, but like the way that we play and the belief that the fellas have got when we turn up on a Saturday, we think that we can beat anybody. It's just about how it looks on the day and the quality we possess and on the actual day itself. So.
And I was here a couple of weeks ago when you played Yaxley in the FA Cup. 3-0 up with 20 minutes to go. Looked like you were in total control of the game. Almost let Yaxley back in, and I thought we might see a repeat of that today at 3-0, and then they get a goal for 3-1.
Yeah.
You managed to ride it out.
So, look, it's similar as well. So obviously we made subs, and at the Axie game we made obviously a number of subs because lads were flagging, and they went and scored straight away, and then they got another one and thinking, oh no, here we go again. On the game on Saturday, obviously we made a couple of subs and they got them back in it, and then obviously we made a couple of subs today, and then within 2 minutes they score again, and we're thinking, oh no. But what was really pleasing is that we managed to get control of the game again and managed to. So the kind of momentum that they gained from scoring that goal, we kind of nullified it relatively quick by kind of doing the things that we did before they'd scored. So pleasing that they'd not nicked one, and hopefully ultimately we should have killed the game off as well. So it was a little bit of twitchy bum time, so to speak, but it's pleasing to win the game and not be in a position where it's 3-2 last 5 minutes and they're chucking everything at it, and then you have to defend your box with a little bit more desire than for them to try and score. So.
Well, thanks for coming on, and all the best at
no worries. Thank you for coming over. Enjoyed your day.
Yeah, it's been brilliant. Thank you.
Brilliant. Cheers. Thank you.
That result jumps Hucknall into 11th and 2 places above Gresley Rovers, who are now 13th in the table. But there is a long way to go in the season. Hucknall Town's next game is the huge FA Cup tie against Baseford United on Saturday, while Gresley Rovers play Kimberley Miners Welfare in the league. I had some food with the players after the game, and what a fantastic matchday experience that was. I just want to give a special mention to photographer Charlie Harlow, who gave me the photo of Niall Towell to use in the thumbnail for this video. He got some brilliant photos of Tuesday's game, which you can find on Hucknall Town's website. It was also great to see other groundhoppers Danny Harkin and Vinnie Nolan, who I didn't get a picture with, at the game also. This club are extremely well supported. Thank you to Tris and Largy for looking after me on the night. This won't be the last time you'll see the yellows appearing on this channel, and I may even record a behind the scenes episode here. Make sure you're subscribed to my channel if you've enjoyed this video, and my next vlog comes from the Owen Street Sports Ground, home of Colville Town, as they take on Southall City in their first game under their new management team. I can't wait.
The sky looks nice.